So welcome, Miss Beverly,
Thank
to
you.
what my grandkids call me. Oh my gosh, I love you. And I love to hear the story of your grandma name because I just love beach. I just think that's cool when at the way you said it at the end, it's like what else could it be? But
What
beach.
else? What
I
else could
know. So share with us, share with the audience. First of all, tell us how you felt when you knew you were going to have the first grandbaby, and
oh
tell us,
my
and then let's
oh
tell us the name of the story about your names. But that first grandbaby, how did you feel?
you get this age and there's just very few things that just absolutely make you ecstatic, and when you
Good
hear
word.
when you hear that one of your children is going to have a baby, it I've tried to explain it to a lot of people,
Right.
because they love their children and they think, well, it's kind of a similar thing, but
But
it's
it's
not.
so not. Oh, it
Oh,
is not. It is not. It is not.
it's my baby going that way. Uh, it Buster, he hates FedEx. What's that about? I have
Oh
no
wow.
anyway. Um, but it's I think that undoubtedly, if you get very on a very basic level,
Right, right,
you don't feel the total moment by moment responsibility to that baby.
right.
It, it just the weight of parenthood is so enormous, that
Yes.
you have to create this child's life kind of thing. And with the grandbaby, it's like you have this support of your children who are really bearing that heaviest weight. But,
Right.
but what is your experience and your time put in and the love that's already built gives you a comfortability so you can just simply be thrilled to death. There's
That's
not,
perfect.
oh, get them to college kind of thing.
Oh, that's so perfect.
Yeah, and it's well, just when you realize that something that you had a part in creating has now created something that still has that piece of you. Oh,
Oh
I think
man,
I
your
felt,
baby had a baby.
yeah,
Oh,
immortality. Yeah, it's you go
see,
on,
I
you
know
know.
it's there's no words. There's sometimes it's like where's the word that I could say? It's like
Yeah,
inexplicable because there's
no, it
no
is applicable, and it's funny because my husband and I, this is our second marriage, and my children are 10 years older than his, and so my children had children before his did. And of course, we love them all the same. But the fact is that, Jay was a very good Papa Jay, and that was fine. But it's kind of like if, well, we have a little dog, and Jay always had a big dog, and it took him years to appreciate a little dog. Well, now that his child has had a child, oh my God, just that ooey gooey.
I know, I understand.
It's delightful. It's delightful.
It is. So your name, let's talk about that name.
Talk
Several
about,
names at first.
yeah,
So
well, okay, so we have 6 grandchildren presently, and with the hopes of a couple more. We have one child that has not yet created. So we
the
always,
hopes.
we're always hopeful. But anyway, 6 is plenty at Christmas.
Yeah,
Thank
it
you.
is. It
But
is.
anyway, so Nanny and Papa Jay just seemed to be someplace where we were comfortable. I laugh at, I have friends who just simply say, there's no way they're calling me grandma. There's always these
Right.
edicts.
Right. Right.
They get something out. Just
Mm-hmm.
if they look at me and say anything, that's
Yes.
it. I'm
Yes. That is it.
that's it. I'll go with that. But piece of my child that's out on the West Coast in San Francisco, he was the oldest of the 4. And he had the child, he had Maya first, and he actually named Maya my parents' name, Gibbs, so that she's Maya Gibbs Breckenridge. So it was a lineage of my maiden name that would
Oh,
not have
okay.
occurred, which was,
Great.
wonderful in itself. Well, the time came, and because you have the dog is playing with his toy. I feel Buster, hush. Anyway, so nanny seemed to be a good idea, but
Okay.
in the modern days,
Yeah.
sometimes you have a whole bunch of nannies and grandmas and
Yeah.
ninnies,
Uh-huh.
and I got to thinking, how will they ever know if I sign something just nanny, which nanny we're talking
It
about?
is.
And so we lived on the water at the time that Maya was born. And she was very small. She was only a couple weeks old the first time she came to visit. And so my son, who always thinks of things in kind of a weird way, said, well, you're the nanny that lives on the beach. And I said, well, yeah, I'm beach nanny. And
Beach
so
nanny.
assuming that the child would get the nanny part of that very
Right.
easily. And so always in letters, always in phone, in contact,
Right.
I'm beach nanny. Little did I know that as time went on, and I mean, for years I was beach nanny. And then one day Maya got to a certain age, I want to say, like 9 or 10, and she's just started saying, hey, beach, how's it going?
Oh my gosh,
And
I
I'm
love
going, beach. Well, of course, I call her Maya Bean, so maybe, there's,
it.
but yeah, so beach became, and honestly, I don't mind the separation out from the group anyway, right? I mean, there's not other beaches, no
Yes,
more other beaches.
yes. I'm
So,
gonna put your name up here.
yeah, nanny seems much more logical, but
I'm gonna
beach
put
is,
beach.
okay.
I
So are
love
you
it.
going and just talking to people and putting all that together?
I'm
What are you
gonna put
doing?
everybody's name, that's what my grandkids call me, and how you got it and how you felt, just like we just did. How you
Yeah.
felt when you became a grandma.
Well, and I'll tell you, in that regard, past the birth of that baby, I thought about that question because you said you were going to ask me that. And I think grandchildren make you exhausted and exhilarated all at the same time.
That's so true.
You're so exhilarated that you're going to be with them. And about the third day or the fourth morning, you are so exhausted. So it's a definitely exhausted, exhilarated kind of life with
Oh
grandchildren,
my goodness. Well, I'm so glad that you have grandchildren and you are exhausted and exhilarated and a part of the grandma world.
That's
because
it.
we're all grandmas.
Well, we are, and the few folks I know that aren't, I everybody makes choices in life, and some of them we don't make for ourselves.
Correct.
But it is one experience that I wish everyone could feel, that kind of an unconditional, pure feeling.
Yeah. It's
If I just
not a word for it.
No,
There's not a word for it. And you can't have that feeling unless you become a grandma.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly. Well,
Thank
you're a good grandma. You got all these precious grandbaby pictures.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I'm Granny, and I love being Granny. Thank you, Beverly, so much for being with me and sharing your beach story, because I just love that. I just can hear this little kid saying beach.
Yeah, exactly.
And you just light up and say, come on, let's go.
It gets attention in Walmart, you know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, that's all right. Have a wonderful and blessed holiday season.
Yes, you do the same. And I'll contact you, I'm sure, for the next grandma thing.
Sounds good. All right, be safe. Take care.
All right. Okay, bye-bye. All right. Well, that was Beverly Versfelt, and her grandbaby calls her Beach. Used to be Beach Nanny, but she just left the nanny part off and says Beach. That's adorable. Another one of our wonderful grandma names. Thanks for being with us. If you'd like to have your name, or if you'd like to explain how you got your name and share it with us on What My Grandkids Call Me, please put it in the comments. Bye.